Hello and a big warm welcome to this presentation from Pluralsight. My name is Andrew Mallett, and in this module we're going to take a look at working with virtual machines. Now, of course, with this we are going to fire up a few VMs or virtual machines. We're going to take a look at nested virtual machines, so virtual machines inside of virtual machines, and what we need to do to ensure that that can happen. We'll be taking a look at working with our existing Vagrant file so it can support nested virtual machines inside of VirtualBox. Once we've got our new VM up and running, we're going to be looking at the libvirt and KVM hypervisor combination. This is a common method of virtualization inside of Linux, so we need to make sure that you understand this. We can manage our virtual machines through Cockpit, a web interface, so we'll install that and get it up and running. And we'll start a network install of Ubuntu. But we'll also see how we can use Vagrant to manage libvirt virtual machines and the ease and relatively quick way that Vagrant provides its management features. Now, we're going to begin by just talking about what we mean by virtual machines, or VMs, as we often abbreviate them to. Now, unlike containers, the counterpart that we've just seen within our previous module, virtual machines are full-on operating system. They are fully running the operating system, and it can be aware of the virtualization or unaware of the virtualization. The hypervisor is a piece of software that manages our virtual machine. And in Linux, often we're going to find that these are managed with libvirt and KVM, or libvirt with Xen, XEN virtualization. When we talk about nested virtual machines, this is then virtual machines within our virtual machines. Now, as you know, we're working with our Vagrant VirtualBox throughout this course, and this is going to be the continuing demonstration platform. Though, of course, you can always use anything that you would like, but the demonstrations are going to be based around VirtualBox and Vagrant. When we look at the Vagrant file to support our virtualization, we need to make sure we're running the latest version of VirtualBox. We can configure our VirtualBox, so again we're running Focal 64, and making sure that we are providing the VirtualBox underlying hypervisor. We're setting for 4 gig of RAM with 2 CPUs. And this is a customization that we're making, is that we're running a command here for VirtualBox to modify the VM with support for hardware virtualization. We can end our block. We can define then the Ubuntu 2, and we only need Ubuntu 2, set the host name, set the IP address, and end the block for Ubuntu 2. So we're only running Ubuntu 2, but we're running Ubuntu 2 with 4 gig of RAM and nested VM support. We can finish the complete Vagrant block, and we are done and dusted with that file. Like all of these files that are available to download through the Git repository of this course. And again, we'll look at this in the demonstration. Once we've then got our virtual machine up and running, we can make sure that we've got a small package installed called CPU Checker. With this, we can run the command kvm OK. We do need to run with root privileges, though. This will then go through and check our support. Essentially, this is just a shell script. We're going to be able to find this by running the command file against the program. When we then page our way through the script, we'll get an idea of what it's actually doing. We can always learn from other people's work, and there's no harm in actually taking a look at scripts that have already been created. And this isn't too bad to take a look at. That reminds me, we really do need to find our command line, don't we?